All right, let's break it down, though. We're going to start with the Seattle Kraken this week. We're going from bottom to top, worst to first. We're going to finish the episode strong and not be as depressed as last episode.
Oh, yeah.
The Seattle Kraken finished 8th in the Pacific with a 27-49-6 record, 60 points, 15th in the West, and 30th in the league. Head coach is Dave Hackstall.
Nice.
They lost 4 players this offseason. Goaltender Antoine Bibeau from the going to the Senators, Connor Carrick going to the Bruins, Riley Shahan to the Sabres, and Hayden Fleury to the Lightning. They ended up signing Morgan Geekie to a re-sign of a 1-year deal contract. Ryan Donato re-signed a 1-year contract. Currently not on the roster, though. 16 goals, 15 assists last season.
I'm sure we'll see him.
Carlson Kuhlman re-signed to a 1-year deal. Andrei Burakovsky coming over from the Avalanche to a 5-year deal. Justin Schultz to a 2-year deal from the Capitals. And goaltender Martin Jones coming over from the Flyers for 2 years.
Making some moves.
One notable UFA here is Daniel Sprong. 14 goals, 6 assists between the Capitals and the Kraken. And one trade as well. They traded their 2023 third and fourth round picks to the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for Oliver Bjorkstrand. Pretty big come up right there.
Yeah, making moves. They knew it. They knew they needed to make some moves this offseason. Here you go. They're not gonna go from last to first at all, but they are making some headway to move up that Pacific Division ladder.
Yeah, and I think it might be easier to accomplish than we think here. Moving up this ladder, it sounds like a big feat, but at the end of the day, I don't think this division's that strong. This is potentially the weakest division we've covered. Would you agree? I feel like there's 2 strong teams here, and the rest there's a little bit of a dip off, a little bit of a slide. What division do you think is weaker?
I say half and half with this division. I don't know. I feel like the Central. When we were going through the Central, it was just could
St.
go
Louis,
either way,
Colorado. I think it can, but I think that's because there's so many decent teams.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one, I feel like there's a lot of bad teams. I don't think this isn't to disparage LA, but I don't think the Cali teams are very respectable. I don't think I look at any of those 3 teams and say they're a force.
Wow.
They're going to go to the conference finals.
Oh yeah. But they are getting better and better though.
Yeah, they're getting better, but.
Yeah. But
I'm talking about Seattle trying to move up the ladder.
Right.
I think it's feasible.
Right. And I get where you're going now. If you're talking about the LA Kings comparing them to the Edmonton Oilers or the Calgary Flames, you're like, no, it can't.
Right. I think those 2 teams are the strong teams out here. And I think in any other division, you're going to find 3 or 4 teams, whereas in this, you only have 2.
Yeah.
That are head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yep.
But anyways, let's stick to Seattle here for a minute. I am starting to really like the way that the forwards are looking. Yanni Gourde on the third line center is really good to me. These guys have a lot of I want to say the secondary pieces that can get the job done on other teams, like Jordan Eberle, Carson Kuhlman, Brandon Tanev, all of these names like Donskoy, McCann. That's their bottom 2 lines that I'm reading off basically, and those guys could be first or second line, wings,
right,
to work with other teams. But none of these guys, I don't think, will center a line or run a line and drive offense the same way that, other teams have that across multiple lines.
Right. I'm with you on that. And we just talked about Ryan Donato not being on that roster, but I guarantee he will be. So we could we'll definitely add Ryan Donato to this talk too. And I feel like Ryan Donato was a solid player for the Seattle Kraken to have last season. Just in general, we were watching a few highlights of him before recording this podcast, and we were just kind of refreshing our minds. And Ryan Donato had a lot of moves there too. Good passing, good playmaking, some goals.
Yeah, but he's again I'd slot him into that third or fourth line at best. He's not going to come up and be first, second line guy and drive the team, which is what they need. They need a real, I'd say, superstar to come in and change the pace, especially on offense. They have Matty Beniers as their starting center, and he's just coming up as a draft pick from 2021.
Yeah.
I don't know, just kind of nothing really that's going to catapult the team up the divisional ladder. Yeah. And then on defense, nothing to really, write home about. I like Jamie Oleksiak a lot. Adam Larson and Vince Dunn are your top pair. I don't know too much there. I do like Justin Schultz. Mm-hmm. And then in net, Grubauer didn't have the best season last year. I think career worst, is that right?
Career worst stats,
and Martin Jones coming over, I think, right? Or no, he was here midway last season?
I think it was midway.
Yeah. So either way, I mean, I need Grubauer to have a bounce-back year, and no offense, I don't know what Martin Jones is really going to do for this team. No. Chris Driedger's out for a little bit. Do you know what he's out with?
I think he kept the knee injury, to be honest. I think he's still out with that in the IR. As I guess we're hearing February 7th around then he's supposed to be back, so It's going to be mainly Philip Grubauer in net or Martin Jones here. I think with a team like Seattle Kraken, they'll kind of be half and half with the starts for these guys.
I am excited to see Bjorkstrand come over, but again, not a superstar, not the guy that's going to drive the team.
Yeah.
And they're still without a captain, correct?
It's a good question.
I think they're one of the few teams without one
I
now.
had the list. There's like 5 or 6. I guess I was hearing Buffalo Sabres, I think. They're on the list for to add another captain pretty soon. Yeah, I can't. I honestly can't remember. You put me on the.
I feel like this
spot
isn't
there
a
with
team that you need to put a C on because there isn't a guy there that's going to do it unless it's like a real big locker room presence guy.
Right.
Yeah, I just this team needs something more to show me that they're an NHL club, basically.
Right. I mean, the top guys, like we're talking about, like Burakovsky, career high 22 goals, 39 assists last season. Oliver Bjorkstrand, another career high 28 goals, 29 assists last season with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Some good pickups there. I mean, Jordan Eberle was getting the job done, 21 goals, 23 assists. But I don't think they have that guy. Jared McCann led the team in goals and career high stats with 27 goals and 23 assists. But I mean, it stops for some reason at like 25, 30 mark
and
goals.
That's so low for your team leader to only put in 27 when a guy like Austin Matthews puts in 60 in a season. You know,
Right. Mm-hmm.
like the best guy on one team is doubling your best guy.
Right. Like you see like the top brass teams and like the top scorer is at least 40 goals plus.
Yeah,
Not
that's
putting
fair. That
you
used
wanna
to
win
be
some
like
games, you gotta win.
back in the day. I wouldn't even say back in the day. Five to 10 years ago, 40 was like the number that like if you can crack that, you're like an all-star,
god,
superstar. And now like 60 is that number, like 55, 60.
Mhm.
But like 40 is like almost like that's the threshold to be like really good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not superstar, but
No.
it's like leading a team and like putting the puck in the net consistently.
Right. Yeah. You need to score goals to win, and this team. You need those players to break that. I know I was talking about career highs, but they need to break another career high next season in order to help the Seattle Kraken move up a bit.
Yeah, and I think it's just a team that is built to be everyone contributes, and that's great, but you do need, some to contribute more than others. So I have these guys slotting in at the 7th seed.
Oh, okay. You moved them up a bit.
I moved them up one.
I still got them last.
That's fair.
We talked about them when they came in. Just like it might be a few seasons before they can start really moving up.
I did it out of pure love for the team and to see them get a little boost, a little reason to watch them and a reason to drive them up a little bit, but we'll
still
see.
One on jersey. Still one of the sickest logos in
Yeah,
the league.
I'll
Yep.
agree.
Mhm.
I'll agree there. I love their alternate too.
Oh,
I think we talked about it back in the day. For any of you new listeners, though, the alternate logo is an anchor, and it goes on their shoulder here. They might have an alternate that jersey that would eventually have it on the chest, but the center piece of the anchor that goes vertical is actually the Seattle Space Needle. So it's really cool. Yeah, the top of the anchor. Really, really cool little snippet there.
Nice.
So I'd love to see that as the main logo one time.